Welcome back to Comics with Drew. I'm Drew, and also, I'm irritated. Yeah, this is Batman number 122. I don't have too many Batman books on my pull. I actually only have one Batman book on my pull, and it is this title. One of the reasons why I don't have any other DC comics on my pull is because they're $5, right? And I don't want to spend an extra dollar to listen to or read or subsidize a backup story. Like right here. Usually they'll have this nice little thing that says, and featuring or also blah, 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 blah. And to me, I feel like that's just like another bite at the apple that some writer can come and ambush me with about important topics. And I don't want to pay for that. I'm reading a comic book. You know, if I want to be lectured about important issues, I'll go watch PBS. I don't do that by buying comic books. So I was at my comic shop yesterday, or one of them, and so I picked up my copy of Batman number 122, and lo and behold, it says Shadow War Part 2. And I'm like, well, wait a second. Where's Part 1? I said, did I miss something? Let me go to my short box and pull out issue 121. Here's issue 121. And I don't see Shadow War anywhere here. There's no Shadow War. There's the Batman. There's Old Enemies, New Allies, ? And also featuring another idiotic backstory that I don't want to read. I mean, where's Part 1? Why are you doing this to me? So I'm looking at this. I'm like, well, there's no part. This is Part 2. This is not part anything, apparently. So maybe if I open this, because I've not read the book, I can't read the book because where's Part 1, right? So I had to open the book, and if I open the book, maybe it's going to give me the reading order, right? So let's open the book real quick. And we have an ad, and we have story. We're straight into story. I'm like, okay, well, no, it's not on the second page. It's not on the third page. It's not on the fourth page. It's not on the fifth page. It's not on the sixth page. And I'm like, okay, so we've got Shadow War Part 2, Too Many Blank Ninjas, and it's written and drawn and colored and lettered, and it's also got a cover by a couple people, and Batman is created by Bob Kane with Bill Finger. I still don't know where Shadow War Part 1 is. Why? Why is this? And oh, by the way, as an aside, red on gray. Stop it. Stop doing red on gray text. It's hard to read. You guys are professional artists and graphic designers. Why do you consistently put red text on gray back? Just stop it. So I had to go onto the internet and I had to search for Shadow War. And after a solid 10 minutes of researching the internet to get the actual reading order, I'm like, where is Part 1? I don't know where Part 1 is. I went to DC Comics and their interface is horrifying and totally confusing. So I had to go to this website that I've never been to before in my life. It's called howtolovecomics.com. And there's an article by a Trevor Van Ass. Maybe it's Trevor Van A's. I don't know. But Trevor here has written an article about the reading order for Shadow War. And I'm like, okay, right? So there's background reading, which is Deathstroke number 1 through 6. And then Robin 1 through 11. Am I going to read those? Heck no, I'm not going to read those. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to spend the money to read that. That's insane. So then there's Batman 118 through 121, which is the background. Well, this is part of the background. I have all those books. I'm like, all right, fine. So then it gets to the Shadow War reading order, and it's Deathstroke number 7, Prelude. And then it's Robin number 12, Prelude. And then it's Shadow War Alpha number 1, Part 1. And then it's Batman 122, Part 2. So if I want to read Part 1, I need to go buy Shadow War Alpha number 1. Thanks, DC, for nothing. So I bought this book. Now I can't read this book because I need to get the first part. I know it's a crossover, but you would at least expect this to say crossover issue, like right here, crossover Shadow War Part 2. So I'm gonna have to go out to a comic shop today. I'm gonna have to pick up Shadow War Alpha number 1. By the way, it's Shadow War Alpha. So why would you think that it's Shadow War? Shadow War Alpha could be a totally different thing. So why doesn't it just say Shadow War number 1? Why do we need to have Shadow War Alpha number 1? Just put Shadow War Number one, I don't fault, by the way, Joshua Williamson for this. No, he's not the one that does the trade dress, but whoever's doing the trade dress needs to get their act together and get their game on point, because this is frustrating. This is not a review because I can't review it. I can't read it yet. So I'll just go pick up Shadow War and I'll read that, and then I'll read this, and then I'll review both of them together, and that'll be my next Batman review video. Thanks for watching Comics with Drew. I'm Drew, and I'll see you next time.